see Nigeria better if it should return to regionalism?
No, what you are saying is that if it is properly done with identity, the entire eastern region should be named Biafra with states. The entire southwest should be called Odua with states. Then the Arewa should be called, the middle belt should also be given the whole region with state as it stands now. Then the inner workings of those regions should be should be left strictly for the regions, to map out plans on how they intend to, spread cities, states among those regions. So what I'm basically saying is that if you say Eastern Nigeria, Biafra, that should be the name of the region. That should be the name of the region, because that region is Biafra and their language is Igbo. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like what Ghana Dance was trying to explain at Excellence Hotel. The video is everywhere. Go and watch it. It's not coming from me. You understand? So when you look at those regions now, this is Biafra. If you don't do it, give people sense of belonging and identity, you are in for it. So when you do it that way, that the entire eastern region should be named Biafra, and they are the states as it stands now, will still be there.
Right, unconsidered opinion. When you talk about
that's the type of
Biafra region, when you talk about Biafra region, which area are you looking at? I mean, the current states in Nigeria. Old Eastern region.
I'm talking about Old Eastern region, right. And that's what Ghana does. Them we are saying there. They know that Southside is just a manipulation. Nobody was consulted. Nobody was no opinion was seek in that direction. But the Northerners and the Yorubas, Muslims, use it, to muzzle down the influence of the Igbos in those regions. But God has a way of doing their own thing, When Ojukwu came with the Aburi stuff, they rejected it, they kicked against it. That would have been a better way, of beginning. But unfortunately, people saw those things, they never see it now. But the problem we are going to have at the end of the day is the Northerners. They are against it, and they know why they are against it, and they are already planning. And from what is happening now, the allegation is that because of Tinubu perceived partial disintegration of Nigeria using regionalism, the structuring, it has been amassing, allocating wealth to Yorubas currently now.
Some people tell that is a wider allegation.
It's not a wider allegation. Go and take the history now. The wealth of this nation now, as I'm talking to you now, is being transferred to the Yorubas currently now. Guinness, the person that bought Guinness is a close pal. Even though he's from Malaysia, he has been running. He's the one that did Lekki Seaport. So he has had a relationship with Tinubu over the years. So Tinubu's cronies and friends are busy, buying major facilities, investments in Nigeria in preparation for regionalism. This Calabar Lagos railroad they are talking about, what is it all for? This one they are trying to do now from Badagry to Sokoto, what is it for? The West are preparing themselves, for a proper partial disintegration using the resources of Nigeria and as the president of the country. That's why Odrik Clark is signaling that at this level now, it was a Southern agenda, not a Yoruba agenda. But the Yoruba, they always like tribalism. They always like to be tribal, and they're not contributing anything to the development of Nigeria. Apart from sitting down in the office and using barrel to loot money. You cannot see them involved in physical struggle of anything. And that is what we have been experiencing. If you ask them to persevere, they can't persevere. Can a government sit down on the soil for 7 years? He cannot do that. What they know how best to do is how to steal, corruption, conning. That's their way of doing things. And you can see
tell that this is wild allegation.
Listen, bro, you know the wild allegation. Who is going on Guinness now? Can you look at the record? How come that we suddenly see Dangote going down, Otevela and Beluga are coming up, and other people are coming out from Yoruba extraction? And we are talking about the journalism. The wealth of this country is being moved to the west. Well, they claim they are the power. So be it. An Igbo man has never been in power for 104 years of this country. But today, they are not pushovers. They are just quiet, because of the security challenges, that has been built around Nnamdi Kanu. That's why it looks as if, it's going to be very devastating. If anybody thinks at this point in time, that Igbos can be run down by any element, or no matter how high placed that person is. So it is clear that when we get to that point, and there's going to be a kind of resistance from the north over issue of regionalism and restructuring and the type of restructuring. For me, I've given you my own idea of restructuring. Odua region, that's the southwest, with states. Eastern region, Biafra, with states. Arewa, north. Give them, because they want caliphate. They want to practice Sharia. They want to do their own thing. They want let people be autonomous. Abi, what is wrong with that? Was it too hard? Then the Yoruba should have their own. Anybody that feels that he can no longer stay in the north can come to the Biafra land. Then we teach them how we welcome people. We teach them how to build structures. We teach them how to build. And what is happening in Lagos State is intentional. That's why you see a room in Lagos State, they will tell you to pay 500,000. I think it's ordinary. It is not ordinary.
Could that not be demand and supply?
And a decided plan by the Southwesterners.
Could that not be demand and supply playing out?
What is the big demand and supply here?
How many?
Let me tell you. In Lagos State, for instance, who are the major contributors in Lagos State?
That is not the issue. I'm talking about the force of demand and supply.
Is there a matter about that? It has some ethnic sentiment in it. Because if it is based on demand and supply, you can't go to rent a shop or a house. They will tell you, no, Igbo, don't give Igbo my shop.
So that is a different thing entirely.
No, I'm telling you, that's what you're asking. So we are not getting to the level where it becomes a matter of demand and supply forces.
We are bringing two things together.
No, that's what I'm explaining to you.
The cost of renting a house in Lagos is different from when a landlord say, I do not want a particular ethnic extraction.
No matter the cost.
We are talking about demand and supply.
No matter the cost, still you have your money, you still want to pay at that cost, they will still tell you, say, don't give him house.
That is a different issue.
But what are you asking now?
What I'm asking is, we handle issues based on its merit. If any landlord is doing that, it's condemnable.
But
generally speaking,
you particular that is saying this now, have you heard it severally that is happening in Lagos?
That's why I say it is condemnable. And again, when we are looking at
how do you want government to know what is happening around the environment?
Get it. When we are looking at
explaining situations, that can be read by even an ordinary person and understand the direction these things are going.
Get me right. When somebody as a landlord discriminates against a particular ethnic group, is condemnable. But looking at the cost of renting houses in Lagos, that is a function of demand and supply. There are two different things.
No, if you talk about is a factor that has to play with demand and supply. No, I want to disagree with you on that. Because Lagos is a capital of is a former capital. It has not even attained that level of a mega city. It was an act that was deliberately, being initiated by the elements that feel that they are in charge and they can play a certain factor to that. If it was a matter of demand and supply, and we want to see a situation where Igbos are being stopped from going to vote. You know, if it was
by bringing another thing, we handle issues based on its merit.
What do you mean? What do you
If
mean?
people were stopped from
mean?
voting, it's condemnable. We treat it as such.
No, also condemn this one, and I'm saying now.
But what I'm saying is, don't bring issues together so that we know what we are dealing with.
What we are doing is what we are explaining. What we are doing is what is happening currently now. What we are doing is what has led to where we are, and we need to point them out the way it is. It's as simple as that. If this is an interview, you know, that is meant to unravel issues that have led us to where we are, then we are bound by law or by omission or by commission to express it, no matter how anybody will feel about it.
I'm not saying you should not express it, but what I'm saying is we do not want to use wrong premise to analyze or draw conclusion on another issue. We are saying that if some people were deprived, votes were suppressed, is condemnable. And again, if as a landlord you discriminate against a particular ethnic group, is condemnable. Then if we are looking at the cost of renting house in Lagos, that is a portion of demand and supply.
You said demand and supply is the reason why. I said I will not look at what does Lagos have. Lagos have no resources. Lagos have no oil. Lagos have no gold. Lagos have nothing that you can use that can even attract.
If you
apart from the resources of the federal government that was, domicile in this region.
If you permit me to
as organistic now, I'm telling you, if you go to Port Harcourt, if you go to other states, you still have crowds. So you can't tell me that it is a result of demand and supply. That is why people cannot afford to live in Lagos. Even Nigerians themselves, Lagosians themselves, cannot afford a room. You pay 500,000 for a room, another room, face me and face you. That was being introduced by the Yorubas. Go and check the history of face me and face you. The first people that started building face me and face you in Nigeria are Yorubas. And these things when they were telling you there was a meeting after the resolution, they said that they should not sell land to Igbos, they should not even allow Igbos even to rent house. So when you go to a landlord, I say this thing, how would you now equate that with the power of demand? Every other factor of demand and supply can happen in your state, it can happen in my state, it can happen also in your state. People can use it. But I'm telling you that certain things have led to where we are today, and if you feel that it's no longer relevant, that it's being played on sentiment, then I'm still ready to answer questions of that in that direction, and I have no apology.
No, I think you have virtually answered the question the way you think is right. If you permit me, I think this is a good place to let you go.
Let me go here.